Heath.
Hey, Kevin.
Nice to meet you finally.
Nice to meet you.
Thanks for coming out.
Absolutely. So
Appreciate it.
we got your email, and it sounds like you wrote in about some issues with living room lighting. You want to tell me a little bit of what you have going on?
Well, as you might be able to see, it's a little dark in here, and all we have for lighting is all of these floor lamps, which we've been working with this wireless switch.
I gotcha. Yeah, so it's not a bad solution. So you have a wireless switch, you can just mount it straight to the wall, and then do a little plug-in module wherever you want to control the lamps.
Exactly.
Get you something.
Yeah.
But not exactly what you're hoping for?
No.
Okay.
No. And in visiting some of my neighbors' houses, which are very similar, I noticed that a lot of them have sconces over their fireplaces here.
Okay, so houses built around the same time, similar design.
Exactly.
Those have sconces.
Yeah. If you look, I think you'll be able to notice.
Yeah, you can. It looks like you have two sconces, or two boxes buried anyway, that they just plastered in, about evenly spaced on the fireplace, so it makes sense.
The other thing that sort of gave us an indication of that was there's a switch over here that does nothing.
Okay. And does that switch in your neighbor's house control the lights?
Yes. So
So
we thought maybe that was what was removed from the wall.
Hopefully that's exactly what you had. So let's start by taking a look at the switches. If you want to go downstairs and turn the power off, I'll go over here and start taking this apart. All right, so now we'll take the tester and just make sure everything is actually off and we don't have multiple circuits in this box by any chance. That looks pretty good. So now we'll take that switch out and see what we have going on. Look at that. Just like you thought, nothing attached to it. So there's our switch. Doesn't go to anything at the moment. The other three are definitely tied in. We know those went to the existing lights. All right, and if we take a look inside, yeah, we can see the wires that were probably connected to that old sconce. So we're gonna pull this one out right there and pull that one out right there. So what I want to do is put a toner on this. This will emit a signal through the wire and then try and put the receiver on that side, see if we can hear the tone and verify this wire does go to where we think the sconces should be. So chances are pretty good this goes up the wall, across that ceiling, down to one of the sconces, and then back to the other one. So let's go over to the fireplace and see if they're where we think they are.
Okay.
All right, Kevin, let's see if this does what we think it does. So we're going to turn the receiver on and just see if we get lucky and we can hear a noise. Oop, there we are. Right there. And that's actually right where our plaster box is.
Perfect.
Now, the good news is we found it. The bad news is, for safety reasons, we can't reuse these wires. They're just too old and brittle, so we're going to need to run new ones. And I don't want to reuse that switch box. That's so crowded, I really don't want to add anything else to that. Is there anywhere else you want to put that switch?
Well, what about this? This is where the wireless switch is now.
I think it's a great idea, and it keeps it in the room, so it makes sense. You're coming into this room, you know this switch is controlling something in here.
Exactly.
I like that. Let's go take a look in the basement and see if we can get to it.
Terrific.
All right, Kevin.
This is what we're faced with.
Well, this is pretty good. We've got a nice accessible basement. This might be a good thing. So front door is there coming across. And right above here is the wall where we're going to install the new switch. We also have some junction boxes, which is usually the byproduct of did some remodeling.
Yeah, we had a kitchen redo a number of years ago and they've done a lot of electrical work.
And I think that's going to actually benefit us. When they do that, you ended up not being able to run everything where you want it, so occasionally you need a junction box like this, and I see a few others might be able to tap off of something there for power instead of wasting the entire circuit breaker just for the sconces.
Oh, that'd be nice.
So far so good. So the last thing I want to look at is getting up there for the sconces.
Well, this is the chimney that we were looking at upstairs.
All right, so this is the fireplace. This is the face of it here. Look at the beams. We got a lot of stuff in the way.
Yeah.
We really want to come up on the sides more than on this.
Well, if it helps at all, we have another room on the other side of it here that you can check out.
Oh,
Maybe
good.
it's better access.
Actually get around to get on that side?
Yep.
Let's go do that.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So this is the space I was talking to you about.
Got it.
And this is the fireplace that we're looking at upstairs.
And it looks like we've got a few holes in the ceiling already from some work being done, so I don't think we'll be too bothered by an additional one. All right, so this is, as we face the fireplace, it's gonna be the right side, which actually might be a really good thing for us. Reason being, we should have a full 2x4 wall there that goes up to that arch. Oh. So we might be able to drill up of that get up and kind of wrap around some of the framing because it should be spaced off the fireplace. We might get lucky, get a fish up there and just grab that for that first box and then be able to carry over.
That would be
so
nice.
I kind of like where this is at. This will be pretty good. So I think the next step before we go ahead and drill any holes is I want to go upstairs, measure, obviously, and then I've got a little trick I want to show you, be able to find out exactly where we want to drill it.
Terrific.
All right, let's give it a shot.
Give it a shot.
We don't have an easy point of reference besides the brick, and we don't know if that's completely continuous the whole way up. So we want to drill into this wall cavity, and without having something easy to measure off of, I have the little trick I wanted to show you, and it's using this guy. So this is just an insulation tie. If you've ever been down in the basement, you've seen the fiberglass stuff up in the bays.
yeah.
This is that insulation tie that holds that fiberglass up in those bays. What I'm actually going to do is use this as a drill bit. So I'm going to take this, I'm going to take a pair of cutters, and I just want to put an angle on it. Just a little bit. Cut the end at a good little angle, makes it nice and sharp.
Yeah.
Fits right in a drill chuck. And then we're simply going to hold it against the baseboard, go down with it, and I'll have you watch for it. The nice thing is it's super small. It usually fits in between the cracks of the floorboards. If there isn't one, just a tiny bit of wax putty fills it right back in. You won't even notice you had anything happen. So I'm going to go ahead and drill this. So if you want to take a walk down there, I'll pop this down and you can let me know when you see it.
That's a great trick. Yep, I see it.
All right, Kevin, how'd we do?
Terrific. Came right down just as you said it would.
Perfect.
Yep.
Oh, I got a little wiggle room there. That's even better. So what we did is I sent that little feeler bit down right up against the baseboard. So I know I have the thickness of the baseboard, thickness of the plaster, then we're into the wall framing, which is hopefully 2x4. So it looks like I have a few inches in there before I hit that floor joist. So I'm gonna go right next to that and drill up. All right, Kevin, I'm gonna move this around. Let me know if you can hear it in the general area we're going for.
Yep, I hear it.
Now I'll drill up into the wall to run the wire to the new light switch. All right, Kevin, so we've done all the hard work downstairs. We've drilled, we've put fishes up, we've proved that we can get up the walls to the sconce area, we've proved that we can get to the switches, we have a power source. So everything down there is pretty good, so we shouldn't have to make any additional holes in the walls with any luck.
That would be good.
Now's the really hard part, though. Where do you want them? So what do you think about something like that?
Well, I like it, except I'm worried about the height here, that we wouldn't be able to put anything on the mantle that would be impeded by that. So
That's
can
a
it
great
go up
point.
a little bit higher?
Yeah, so right there, that's about where that box was, it looks like, for the old sconce.
I like it.
Like
What
that?
do you think?
I think that's pretty good. I think it's a pretty good starting point. I'd say let's get that measured up and give it a shot.
Excellent.
All right. Now the reason I'm measuring off of the mantle for each light individually versus going across with a level the whole way is there's no guarantee in an older home that mantle's perfectly level. So if I were to use a level and this was off a little bit, we'd see one side higher or lower. This way, you're gonna see the sconce is the exact same height off the mantle. I want to be careful looking for the original boxes, so I'm going to chip the plaster away very gently rather than cutting it with a saw. So it looks like we've got a bunch of old newspaper. And look at that. Sconce wire. And we actually have, it looks like a metal box. So I think I just want to chip the opening of this up one a little more, and we'll see what we're working with. So you can see some of the old newspapers we found, and we actually found the date on one. Look at that, 1955. All right, so check this out, Kevin. We actually found the old boxes in the wall still. Now, this box is able to hold those sconces, but I gotta be honest, I'd feel better about tearing this out, putting in a box with number 8, a little bit bigger, And the other thing it's going to do is make our life a little easier as far as getting the wire from the basement up to here and then back over to the other box. I got it. All right, Kevin, since we got that wire up in the basement already, that's kind of the harder part. Now we're just going to push this fish behind a couple of studs over to you. I'm going to tie the wire on, and you can pull it right across.
I got it. Back off just a little. I got it.
All right, take that right out.
Yep.
It's a little bit long.
I know you said gently before.
Gently, gently.
Gently. Got it.
Beautiful.
Beautiful is right.
All right. All right, Kevin, so the sconces are in, the switch is in, the breaker's back on. Let's give it a shot.
Let's see.
There you go.
Ta-da! Oh, they look great.
They look amazing. Why would someone take those out?
Oh.
That looks great.
No idea.
Yeah, I'm happy for you to have them back in place.
Thanks.
I think it's great. You have that, you have control of the lamp still, nice and clean, everything's hardwired, but you are left with a little bit of homework. Hope you're okay with it. Old plaster's a little tough sometimes. We do the best we can trying to cut something in, but sometimes it does chip. So you can see we did patch up around the holes a little bit, not too bad. And same one little guy over here, but a little putty, touch that up, a little bit of paint. I think it'd be good as new.
I think I can handle it.
All right.
Heath, I know it was a lot of work, but it was well worth it, and I love it. I'm
glad you're happy, and I'm glad to see these back in place.
We're very happy. Thank you very
You're very
much.
welcome.
Thanks for watching. This Old House has got a video for just about every home improvement project, so be sure to check out the others. And if you like what you see, click on the subscribe button to make sure that you get our newest videos right in your feed.